I'm Steve House with Alpine Mentors, and the principle of this episode is be realistic. As climbers, we like to think about big, amazing, outrageous things that we can do. And the process of setting realistic goals and working towards those goals is one of the most powerful parts of the climbing process. One experience of mine that exemplifies the principle was when I was 19 years old, I was invited by the Slovenian Alpine Club to climb Nanga Parbat. That was a completely unrealistic goal for me as a 19-year-old. I got my butt kicked, to put it mildly. That was an important trip, even though I only reached the third camp on the mountain, about 22,000 feet. I did not understand the value of that 1990 expedition for at least a decade because I was too inexperienced and too young to understand what I had seen, what I had experienced, what I had even learned. I came back in 2005 with Vince Anderson and completed a new route on the central pillar of the Rupal face. We won the Pile d'Or and a raft of other climbing awards and prizes for that ascent. Alpine climbing is a sport that takes a lifetime to master. The trick is giving ourselves accurate and honest feedback, giving our partners accurate and honest feedback on those goals as we go along, and being realistic. I think one of the challenges with climbing is setting goals for ourselves and helping each other set goals that are big steps, but not too big, that provide survivable mistake opportunity. I do want to encourage people to make sure that their goals are survivable, that their goals are not so big that they put them at risk of making mistakes that they're not aware they're making. One of the most dangerous situations we can put ourselves into as climbers is situations where we think we're safe and we're not because we're inexperienced. And those are really, really dangerous situations. On the other hand, there is great value in setting unachievable goals. In a way, it sorts people out. It's a bit of the meritocracy of climbing in the sense that some people will fail, they'll get completely disheartened, and they'll never come back. Other people will fail, they get disheartened, but they somehow bounce back and get back into it and get better. I think it's important to methodically and reasonably accumulate experience. Alpine climbing is not like some other sport where you can just always be improving. You need to do a lot of climbs at the same level before you're ready for the next level. I think it really pays to become a specialist in one mountain range so you can accumulate that kind of volume. And then when you go to another mountain range to kind of tone it back just a little bit because it's different circumstances, different rock, different snow, different risks. And the last thing you want to do is expose yourself to risks that you don't know are there. Climbing mountains is an ambitious activity and climbers are ambitious people. We set a big aspirational goal and then we set a bunch of process goals to get there. I think it's really important to respect that process, to accumulate enough experience at each process goal level, and to keep that big goal in your sight. But make sure you give them enough time, enough space, enough process to get there. It's not a simple, easy, straight line from climbing Mount Rainier to climbing new routes in Pakistan. Mountaineering and alpine climbing is a sport that takes a lifetime to master. As you're working towards these goals and out there climbing, the mountains will always give you feedback. The mountains are always honest with you. You've got to reflect on that and take that into consideration. Also consider that the mountains are not always the same on any given day. One day it's sunny and calm, another day it's stormy and whiteout and cold. So the same mountain can provide different experiences and different lessons. You have to listen to all of it. No matter how experienced you are as a climber, it's always dangerous for you when you go to a place where you haven't been much, especially recently. Whether that's going to a new mountain range in South America or in the Himalaya, you haven't been there. You don't know what the weather's been doing. You don't know what the snowpack's been doing. There's a lot you don't know, and those unknowns are very dangerous. Those first days in a new place are some of the most dangerous of any climber's career. And a lot of accidents happen in that time period. You gotta be vigilant about those moments when you transition to new areas as a climber. One of the most dangerous traps, I think, for climbers is making the mistake of locking one's own goals into someone else's pace. Just because someone else is progressing in their climbing at a certain pace, that does not mean that you will progress at that same pace. It's very dangerous to compare ourselves to one another in the mountains because not everyone has the same background, not everyone has the same skills, not everyone has the same level of preparedness. You have to respect your own path and give yourself the time you need to progress along that path. I hope you have enjoyed this series of videos about the principles of alpine climbing. We will produce more of these videos in the future, and in the meantime, I hope that you will engage with this material, utilize it, give us feedback on what was helpful for you, either through the comments below or the Alpine Mentors Facebook page or emailing us at climb@alpinementors.org. And I look forward to seeing you out there in the mountains. My name is Steve House for Alpine Mentors. Thank you for watching.